Ladies and gentlemen, Recruit School 21. Please remain standing for the presentation of the colors. Please join me for a moment of silence and the Pledge of Allegiance. The United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Ready? Oh. Archery. You may be seated. Well, good evening. My name is Matt Ascoli, and I'm the Battalion Training and Professional Development. And I'd like to welcome you to the graduation ceremony for Recruit School 21. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize members of the County Executive's Office, as well as members of the Board of Supervisors. Deputy County Executive Trevor Henry, members of the Board of Supervisors Chair Donna Price, and Supervisor Ann Mellick. I'd also like to recognize Mia Coltrane, Director of Human Resources. Thank you for being here and your continued support of the ACFR family. Recruit School 21 started on September 14th and was designed as an experienced or certified recruit school. The normal 6-month recruit school teaches multiple certification classes to those brand new to the fire service who must be trained from the ground up. Members of Recruit School 21 came to us from across the country, already a part of the fire service. Since they were already certified as entry-level fire and EMS providers, Recruit School 21 enjoyed an accelerated school. Now, all fire is hot, all water is wet, blood is red, and should be inside the body no matter what part of the country you're from. So what have they been doing for the last 3 months, you ask? Well, Recruit School 21 has spent the last 3 months verifying their skills and abilities and learning how we do things in Albemarle County. They spent time in the classroom, on the training grounds, and on the trails, learning the Albemarle way and coming together as a group. From here, they will head off to their new assignments where the next phase of the process begins for them, the release process. They'll spend the next 3 months working toward release as ambulance drivers, EMTs, and firefighters. The process of learning never really ends. We just start another phase. Recruit School 21 has joined our department during an exciting time and a period of growth. In 2002, I was one of 12 members in operations. Today, each recruit of Recruit School 21 is one of 115 members in operations. The good news is that Recruit School 21 won't be the newest members for long. Training staff will launch another full recruit school on January 30th for 23 new recruits, most of whom who do not have any experience, bringing our total number in operations to 137. This means that even as new as Recruit School 21 is, they are now on the first step to becoming leaders in our department. Our keynote speaker this evening is Chief Dan Eggleston. Chief Eggleston is chief of the department and has led Albemarle County Fire Rescue for the last 20 years. Chief Eggleston oversees our combination career volunteer system that serves roughly 723 square miles. Under Chief Eggleston's leadership, ACFR provides 24-hour service out of 6 stations and 12-hour service from 6 of our volunteer stations, Monday through Friday. Chief Eggleston is past president of the International Association of Fire Chiefs and has published many articles and research papers relating to fire and EMS administration and emergency management. Please join me in welcoming Chief Eggleston.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming out. It's certainly not the best weather to hold an event, but certainly we're all glad you're here and present tonight. Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate Recruit Class 21 on completing a very long and demanding training program. You know, as I stand here tonight, I'm reminded that we should all take time to just show gratitude. For me, I'm grateful that family, friends, recruits, and our ACFR staff can gather here in a safe and warm environment to celebrate such an important milestone. I'm so honored for this event and to be part of this wonderful organization. An unbelievable amount of time and effort goes into preparing these recruits for career in the fire service. And because of that, I also offer congratulations to the recruit training officers and support staff. Your professionalism and dedication are unmatched, and you always, always exceed my expectations. Job well done, and thank you. Let's give them all a good round of applause. As members of the Albemarle County Department of Fire Rescue, I feel it's critical to acknowledge that the family and friends are the backbone of these firefighters' success. We know that the spouses, the siblings, parents, children, and friends, you all have been cheering on their accomplishments from the moment they decided to pursue this career. I know how very proud you are, and thank you for your support. Recruits as trained and experienced firefighters, you are now prepared to serve as a functional member of ACFR and provide life-saving services to our Albemarle County residents. The world is constantly changing, no doubt. But one thing that has not changed is that when people need help, they call 911, and firefighters answer that call. You know, the American Fire Service is a 250-year profession that is very rich in history and tradition. Tonight, you're joining this noble profession and will take an oath to serve others, oftentimes under harsh and hazardous conditions. It is sometimes difficult to explain, but your experience as a firefighter will both be dangerous and rewarding, sometimes on the same call. Throughout your career, life will happen, and you'll find yourself pulled in many, many different directions. So let me give you a secret to fulfilling a successful career at ACFR. And the key is you only really need to remember 3 items, 3 main points. The first is to be safe. Stay physically fit and don't waste your youth, and don't take your health for granted. Be confident in your ability, but avoid complacency. You never go wrong following the mantra, train like you fight and fight like you train. I'm sure you've heard that several times from your instructors throughout the academy. Follow your safety policies and practice and continue to improve on them. Think of those who love you and care for you and do it for them if you don't do it for yourself. Be a team player. Take care of and watch out for your teammates. Invest in your team. Establish trust, own your mistakes, and have honest conversations on how your team can improve. Push your team limits on performance and strive for the best. Don't ever give that up. You know, we do everything in a team. There's no individual achievements in the fire service. Do not ever bring dishonor to your fellow firefighters or the fire service. It's important that we need to protect and foster the trust and legitimacy that the community has bestowed on us. Remember that all employees who work for Albemarle County are part of our larger team. They all have many experiences and varied backgrounds. But one thing that we all have in common is that we're here for one reason, and that is to be of service to our residents. And the last main thing you need to remember is just know your mission. You're the tip of the spear for our community. That means sometimes you have to dig deep and persevere. Right, Captain, in the back there, I see you winking at me when I say that. When others quit, we keep going. The people you will help will remember you for the rest of their lives. And don't forget, it's sometimes the small things that we do that make a huge difference in someone's life. So just keep that in mind. Participate in defining and improving our department. You probably know that you were selected from a large group of people because we believe in you. We see something in you and that you have unique talents that help us be stronger, faster, and better. So we're expecting you to help us with that endeavor. Throughout your career, you'll have many opportunities to leave a legacy. I'd like for you all to take a moment and think about what your contribution is going to be tonight. And finally, I would like to thank the families and friends who have been supportive during their loved ones' challenging weeks. We know you've played a big part of their success and will continue to do so throughout their career. And let me thank you in advance for supporting them while they were going through trying times. I hope you will take as much pride in them as the department does for their selfless service to their community. And please remember, as spouses, partners, children, parents, and siblings, you are now part of the ACFR family, and we welcome you all with open arms. So recruits, I'm extremely proud of you for what you've accomplished along with your recruit training officers. And I was very grateful today that we got to share many of those stories during lunchtime. So I'd like for you to please just savor this moment and don't forget the feeling. You know, the children will look up to you as role models and the community will uphold you as professional problem solvers because that's what we do. We solve problems. It's a tremendous responsibility, but one that I'm quite sure each of you are prepared to take on. You know, times like tonight's graduation always inspires me, quite honestly, and I've been in the fire service for a long time, but it's like a shot in the arm during tonight's ceremonies because it reminds me of why we all got in the service. And I'm excited about our opportunities in our future. I tell everybody all the time, I said, this is a perfect time to get into the fire service. And you're talking about an old timer here that still gets excited about what we do. You know, it makes me think about a quote from American novelist and activist Jack London. He was quoted to say, I would rather be ashes than dust. I would rather that my spark should burn out in brilliant blaze than it should be stifled by dry rot. I would rather be a superb meteor, every atom of me magnificent glow, than a sleepy and permanent planet. The function of man is to live, not to exist. I shall not waste my days trying to prolong them. I shall use my time. It's pretty impactful. So please consider that as you begin your journey. So now you have the gift of knowledge and skill. Combine that with a sense of service, teamwork, and compassion, and there's really no limit on your ability to make a positive change in our community. So I want to thank you. I want to congratulate you, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Eggleston. I'd like to now call up Robert Green. He is the lead instructor for Recruit School 21.
Good evening. Like Chief Scully said, my name is Robert Green. I was the lead instructor for Recruit School 21, along with Instructor Ryan. When Chief Puckett came to our office back in, I believe, August and told us we were doing an accelerated program, Instructor Ryan and I both looked at each other with worried eyes. Not necessarily in the sense that we couldn't handle it, is anytime we talk about an accelerated program, we don't necessarily know what we're going to get. And with that being said, we don't know skill levels. So rather than sit there and talk down to our recruits or figure out what there is, we immediately took them down to the training ground and figure out what they could do. Within easily the first 2 weeks, we were pleasantly surprised with the product that our executive staff brought to us. We understood real quick on why every single one of you were hired. Rather than sit there and beat you guys down, we wanted to see what you could provide. And in true firemanship, we wanted to see what knowledge you could bring to our department to make us better. Every single one of you brought something different to us, and we appreciate it. Excuse me. So the recruit life is very interesting, so to speak. It's very regimented. Every single minute is planned to the T. With them being experienced, they knew the cadence, they knew the expectation, and they fell right in line very quickly, which left Instructor Ryan and I kind of pondering on how else were we going to improve their physical capabilities if they weren't messing up as much as they should. So with that, we understood that this group of individuals love to suffer, not in the sense of looking at it as a misery, but understanding it's just a challenge they would have to overcome. And every single time you guys proved over and over again that any challenge that came your way, you overcame, whether it be on the fire side, EMS, or the physical side. Every single one of you encourage each other to just push on through, because you understood that the purpose of this profession is greater than your own. Excuse me. So moving on into the fire phase. Excuse me. Fire phase had its challenges. They pushed on through. They threw ladders, pulled lines, even had a former senior man show us a thing or two, but ultimately he came in second to the younger guys every single time. We learned some interesting objects where we found the importance of safety, where we understood our hand is not a tool, that every time you operate a chainsaw, you should wear chaps. We also decided that rather than take ourselves too seriously, we encourage the recruits to understand that you will make mistakes in this job, and it's okay. It's very important for you all to remind yourselves that throughout this process in this career, you'll make mistakes, and you'll beat yourself up. But at the end of the day, you know you have to own it, learn from it, and move on, because that's what the public expects out of us every single time. So going forward, Recruit School 21, there's some things I want you to remind you of. Stay humble. Don't let the people around you influence you to the point where you lose sight of who you are, because who you are is who the executive staff chose to hire and bring to our department. Recruit School 21, we're proud of your accomplishments, and we're looking forward to all the success and, all the success you will bring to the department. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Next, training staff has some special presentations and award, and again, call on Robert Green and Sean Ryan.
The first award we'd like to present tonight is a C3 award. C3 is a term coined in Albemarle County that ensures that the person riding backstep or behind the officer is going to be there for the officer and accomplish all goals. What that means in Albemarle County, when you assume the role of C3, your officer is going to look back and know every single time that he's in good hands and you're going to accomplish this goal. How this relates to Recruit School means that this individual went above and beyond, ensured that his fellow classmates had the information needed to be successful, continued to show his intellect time and time again, even came to us with EMS mindset which didn't sit well with Instructor Ryan and I, but he quickly assured us that he could do fire just as well. So I'd like to present the C3 award this year to Mr. James Williams. Thank you, sir.
The next award we're going to be presenting is for physical fitness. So as every recruit sitting here knows, part of their day is going to include physical fitness. Sometimes multiple points throughout the day will include physical fitness. Runs end when they end. Some end sooner. Some take us to nice watery creek beds where we'll all do PT as a group. This group was easy to figure out who was going to be our physical fitness award winner. I think if you polled every single one of the recruits, they too would tell you this recruit pushed them harder, pushed them further, and this recruit learned that suffering was his best friend. He came in early every morning at 6 a.m. to run a mile or more on his own time to improve. He learned that push-ups off your knees can be just as hard as push-ups on your knees because the amount will just double. I am very proud to present this award to Michael Piker.
Pinning ceremonies have historically been a fire service ritual, a rite of passage into a profession committed to a level of service and sacrifice above and beyond that of other disciplines. The badge of a firefighter or emergency medical technician embodies a spirit of honor, bravery, and service. Our badge is a symbol of borderless kinship and is worn with immense pride. At this time, I'd like to call the executive staff up for pinning.
Good afternoon. I'm David Puckett, Deputy Chief of Operations, and I've got the honor of leading us through the pinning ceremony, which is the part everybody's been waiting on since they got hired. When I call your name and the person pinning you, if you will, step forward. John Barger, pinned by his wife, Caitlin Barger, and son, Matthew Butler. Calvin Wynn, pinned by his wife, Agatha Wynn. Michael Parker, penned by his father, Richard Parker. Zach Poole, penned by his girlfriend, Lindsay Young. Eric Sadlon, penned by his wife, Angela Sadlon, and their children, JD, Isabel, and David. James Williams, penned by his father, Joseph Williams. Recruits, if you will raise your right hand. And state your name. Do solemnly swear to do my duty as a firefighter for Albemarle County to the best of my ability, to serve my commanding officers with respect and dignity, to serve the residents and guests with compassion, courage, and integrity, to uphold the laws of the United States of America, the state of Virginia, and the county of Albemarle. So help me God. If you would please join me in congratulating the graduates of Recruit School 21. Graduates, you may be seated.
I'd now like to call up Eric Salon from Recruit School 21 to give some remarks about Recruit School.
You guys are in trouble now. I definitely don't speak as eloquently as the chief does, so good job, but he already thanked everyone for coming tonight, but again, I want to say thank you to all the friends and family that are here tonight, showing support for my fellow recruits, not only tonight, but also through the process. I also want to thank the ACFR family members that are here to show support. Thank you. It's kind of hard to tell how loud it is back here. And also while I'm up here, I also want to thank two of my special brothers from Seattle that flew out here for my graduation ceremony. Stan and Nate, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thanks for continuing to be my friends, even though I left you, and showing me that the brotherhood is strong. I love you guys. Next, I'd like to thank the entire training division and all the guest instructors that we got to meet throughout the process. I've been truly impressed with the caliber of the cadre and the instructors that we got to meet through the process. I especially want to thank instructors Green and Ryan. You pushed us to our limits physically and mentally many times. Thank you for that. You made us stronger, faster, and smarter. I think Chief alluded to that a little bit earlier. That is for sure something that you helped us to achieve. I feel that this is very important for me, coming from where I came from and what I'm doing right now. I have learned that that's a vital component to be able to push yourself when you're on scene, because a lot of times you're tired, you've been working hard, and that's when something's going to happen that's going to require you to work that much harder. So whether you need to extricate yourself, make a grab, or effect a mayday, you're going to be needing to be able to push yourself in that situation. So I applaud you for pushing us in recruit school to be physically fit and to push past our limits. My hat goes off to you for that, so thank you. In the hardship that we endured through Instructor Green and Ryan, RS-21 was able to form a bond, and we were able to come together not only as a team, but as brothers. You instilled in us the importance of aggressive fire attack, aggressive search, and occupying survivable space to put them first, the citizens that we serve. To the chiefs that are here tonight, again, I just want to say that you should be proud and fully supportive of the training division and the job that they are doing here. I am truly impressed with the job that they put forth and the level of aggressive firefighters that they are cranking out, placing on the rigs in Albemarle County. This is not a traditional 9-to-5 job. This is not an office. This is not HR. This is a very dynamic, unconventional profession, and it requires some unconventional tactics on the parts of the instructors. So I'm very glad that they take this job seriously and they do what they can do to put out quality candidates and quality firefighters. I hope that you continue to support them and the tactics that they're using. And as such, I would like to thank you on behalf of Recruit School 21, and we would like to present you with a plaque. So if Mr. Calvin would come up, would you like to receive that cap? Or Instructor Green? All right, Instructor Green, come on up here. Hold on. We're just trying to take up as much real estate as we could in your office, sir. I asked him if it could be bigger, but we couldn't afford anymore. Thank you, sir. Thank you for everything. Now to my fellow recruits. Nothing brings me more joy than having Williams's captivated audience here, forced to listen to me. I know he's not going to follow what I have to tell him, but at least he has to listen to it. Again, I want to thank all of you for your hard work. We all worked hard together as a team. And I've been impressed with what you've all brought to the table as individuals. We've all come from different places, different experiences, and I've truly been impressed by all of you. In particular, I did want to say I'm impressed by you, Mr. Parker. Your hard work, your dedication, your constant drive, that really impressed me. I'm proud of you. So keep it up. Keep going, my friend. And most of all, I want to thank you guys for making my transition from where I came from to here that much smoother, that much easier, and full of good times and laughs. It was fun to spend these past few months with you guys. Recruit School 21, I'd like to share a few more things with you, so I hope you allow me to dust off my old red helmet and put that on for a second, and share a little bit of my ethos with you as you move forward into probation. Firefighting, again, like I said, is not a 9-to-5 job. You don't simply punch in, punch out, and put in minimal effort. Please don't be that guy. Work hard, put the time in, put the effort in, be a professional. There's a lot of unhappy folks working jobs out in the private sector. They would love to be in these shoes working as firefighters, doing something that they enjoy. So never lose sight of that. Keep the joy for the job. Realize what you have throughout your career. I like to think of the fire service as a giant river, as a fly fisherman. For me, that's kind of the way I view it, steeped in honor, tradition, kind of like Chief was saying, pride, and sometimes ultimate sacrifice, unfortunately. Firefighters have been doing this for decades before us, and they will continue to do it for decades after us. But it is at this point in time, RS-21, that you chose to step into this river. So we're all wading in this together. And today you chose to take an oath. There's only a few times in your life that you'll take an oath, whether you joined the military, got married, or here in the fire service today. I want you to take this oath seriously. It's not just a few words that we said today. It's something that's very important and it's very vital to the fire service itself. No one forced you to pursue this career, and no one forced you to take this oath today. You did this all on your personal accord, and I'm proud of you for doing that. With that badge on your chest, you owe it to the public now to put them first. They expect strong knuckle-dragging brain surgeons to respond on the rigs. They basically want us to be able to get the job done and take care of all their problems on their worst days. They expect you to drill, train, and continue your development. They expect you to occupy survivable space, aggressively search, and give them the best chance at life. Ask yourself, when you're at work, if you knew you're going to respond to your family's emergency next shift, is there anything you'd do differently? Is there anything that you would drill on, train on to get better at and treat each shift that way? And you also owe it to your firefighters that are here with the ACFR to uphold your oath. You must continue to drill, train, develop yourself so that you're a competent asset on the fire ground and a successful part of the team. And you also owe it to not only your families, but your fellow firefighters' families so that you're proficient at your job, we do well so that we can all go home to our families and that your brothers and sisters can go home to theirs. Big thing for me is to buy into the culture, immerse yourself in it. Be there for others when they are in need, whether it be organizing work parties or just taking care of things that need to be done. Work trades for people, even if you don't need trades, just because brothers and sisters need time off. If you don't have kids, volunteer to work Christmas for someone that does without being asked. Become the most competent firefighter you can and never stop learning. During your time waiting in this river, grab those that come in after you. Teach them, mentor them, share your experience, and allow them to learn from your mistakes. As amazing as career is, and as much as I tell you to buy into the culture, I also want you to please remember to put your family first. Include them in the fire service, whether it be dinners at the station or things of that nature. And I speak from experience when I say don't give the job the best of you and give your family the scraps. Lastly, stay mentally fit. We see the worst of humanity at times, and if you need help, please seek it out. My cell phone is always on for all of you. If you ever need anything, please reach out. I'll always be there for you. I wish you, my brothers, long and healthy careers. I'm excited to see where you will all end up and what you will accomplish in the near future and the years to come. As I sign off, it was an honor again to be with you. But most of all, I thank you for the memories, the laughs. It truly was a fun ride. Don't be strangers. Sincerely, the old man.
Thank you for those words, Sadlon. Next, I'd like to call up Deputy Chief Heather Childress for closing remarks.
I went to college. I went and worked out 5 hours a day. And I was working on construction. Because in those days in bodybuilding, there was no money. I didn't have the money for food supplements or anything. So I had to go to work. So I worked on construction. I went to college. I worked out in the gym. And at night, from 8 o'clock at night to 12 midnight, I went to acting class 4 times a week. So I did all of that. There was not one single minute that I wasted. And this is why I'm standing here today. At the age of 20, I went to London and I won the Mr. Universe contest as the youngest Mr. Universe ever. And it was because I had a goal. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. 74% hate their job in America. The majority of people don't like what they're doing because they're really not doing it because they didn't have a goal and they followed this goal. They just aimlessly drift around and then all of a sudden there's a job opening, so they get that job because you have to work. But then when you work, it's a chore. It's work. It's not fun. So if you think about, only a quarter of the people really enjoy what they're doing in life. So people always ask me, when they saw me in the gym in the pumping iron days, they say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. The others are working out just as hard as you do, and they look sour in the face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality. So I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound squat. I couldn't wait to do another 500-pound bench press. I couldn't wait to do another 2,000 reps of sit-ups. I couldn't wait for the next exercise. So let me tell you something, visualizing your goal and going after it makes it fun. You got to have a purpose no matter what you do in life. You got to have a purpose. And Muhammad Ali worked his butt off. And I saw it firsthand. And I remember that there was a sports writer that was there in the gym when he was working out and he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him, how many sit-ups do you do? And he said, I don't start counting until it hurts. Now think about that. He doesn't start counting his sit-ups until he feels pain. That's when he starts counting. That is working hard. And so you can't get around the hard work. It doesn't matter who it is. Work your ass off. There is no magic pill. There is no magic out there. You cannot get around. You have to work and work and work. Make sure of this and make sure of that and all that stuff. So it's work. And it drives me crazy when people say that they don't have enough time to go to the gym for 45 minutes a day and work out. Or to do something for 45 minutes to an hour a day to improve. If it is physically improve or if it is mentally to improve. In order to perform well in anything, if it's in boxing or if it is on your job or with your thinking, is only happening when you relax. So relax. It's okay to fail. Let's just go all out and give it everything that you got. That's what it is all about. So don't be afraid to fail.
With the responsibility of wrapping up the ceremony, and I do know that I'm the only thing standing between you and the snacks, so I will make that pretty short. I also wanted to say that firefighter Sadlon has unseated firefighter Oakley for the people, the furthest traveling visitors for recruit school graduation. They were Florida. We got Seattle here, so way to go. I do think that speaks to firefighter Sadlon's character, that folks are willing to come that far to support him. And I think that is what we saw in all of you to make you a job offer and have you here. So welcome to our family. Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Childress, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Deputy Chief of Member Services for Albemarle County Fire Rescue. So member services is the section where we hire people, promote people. We oversee the training division, health and safety. So really all things people. And I couldn't be prouder to be part of the organization and serve that function. The work we do is challenging, but also very rewarding. Tonight is one of the most rewarding nights of the year for us. The executive staff, there's really a couple of days that we really love every year. Sadly, budget doesn't really make the list of the exciting days. But the days that we get to make job offers to encourage or invite people to be members of our ACFR family, and then the day that we graduate you from recruit school are amazing days. It's a full circle moment. We met you all during the hiring process. We had great feelings about you. We offered you a job, and then we get to see you successfully complete the recruit school and move on. There is no greater excitement for us than to see that. The other favorite, so the favorite day for one is making job offers. I remember the difference that phone call made in my life and continues to make in my life every day. I hope you feel that same excitement about that phone call. I remembered speaking with each of you about how excited you were. I got a couple of hell yes and a couple of stunned silences, and those are all exciting moments for me. So being part of that for you is an amazing privilege. Before I wrap up the ceremony, I do want to take a minute to thank the members of the Training and Professional Development Division. I've been in the fire service for a long time, longer than I'd like to admit some days, because I'm still trying to pull off that I'm 29, and that if you do the math, it won't work. So I want to take a minute to say, I don't think I've ever worked with a group of people who were more passionate about and dedicated to educating folks about being great firefighters and EMS providers. It truly is my privilege to work with you all. Chief Eggleston stole my thunder into giving you guys a round of applause, but I'm not opposed to doing it again. So if we could all give these guys a round of applause. Yeah. So the training division is led by Chief Ascoli, but the whole division works hard to produce the strongest training program possible. Recruit School is a part of that program, but there are also seemingly endless numbers of certification and training classes going on at any given time. I'm never sure how many things are happening at once, but it's dizzying when I go back and look at the calendar that Chief Ascoli is so proud of to have on that wall. So special shout out goes to instructors Green and Ryan. Whether you've never been in turnout gear or you're the saltiest of the salty dogs out there, these guys can create a challenging and fun learning environment for you. The only drawback is there's like a 4 tattoo minimum in order to be in the Cool Kids Club. So I don't know, I might not ever be part of that club. Doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with you though. But not being part of the Cool Kids Club, that's the story of my life as well. I would like to recognize Tara Berteau, who's with us tonight, and she is the public safety training assistant in our training division. It's a bittersweet moment for us tonight because Tara's leaving ACFR to pursue a new career path, but she makes tonight possible. She makes sure that we have all the people and things in place for us to have a nice reception. So I think she might be out back. I can see her out there. So I should have said this just a couple of minutes ago, but give her a handshake or an appreciative word when you get out there. And finally, I want to extend a thank you to the family members and friends who came out to join us in celebrating the accomplishments of Recruit School 21. Thanks for sharing your loved ones with us, and we will take care of them. So that's going to conclude our program for the evening. Please join us outside the auditorium for light snacks, and happy holidays to you all, and please be safe. So thank you. You're dismissed. With the responsibility of wrapping up the ceremony, and I do know that I'm the only thing standing between you and the snacks, so I will make that pretty short. I also want to say that firefighter Sadlon has unseated firefighter Oakley for the people, the furthest traveling visitors for Recruit School graduation. They were Florida. We got Seattle here, so way to go. I do think that speaks to firefighter Sadlon's character, that folks are willing to come that far to support him. And I think that is what we saw in all of you to make you a job offer and have you here. So welcome to our family. Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Childress, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Deputy Chief of Member Services for Albemarle County Fire Rescue. So Member Services is the section where we hire people, promote people. We oversee the training division, health and safety. So really all things people. And I couldn't be prouder to be part of the organization and serve that function. The work we do is challenging, but also very rewarding. Tonight is one of the most rewarding nights of the year for us. The executive staff, there's really a couple of days that we really love every year. Sadly, budget doesn't really make the list of the exciting days. But the days that we get to make job offers to encourage or invite people to be members of our ACFR family, and then the day that we graduate you from Recruit School are amazing days. It's a full circle moment. We met you all during the hiring process. We had great feelings about you. We offered you a job, and then we get to see you successfully complete the Recruit School and move on. There is no greater excitement for us than to see that. The other favorite, so the favorite day for one is making job offers. I remember the difference that phone call made in my life and continues to make in my life every day. I hope you feel that same excitement about that phone call. I remembered speaking with each of you about how excited you were. I got a couple of hell yes and a couple of stunned silences, and those are all exciting moments for me. So being part of that for you is an amazing privilege. Before I wrap up the ceremony, I do want to take a minute to thank the members of the Training and Professional Development Division. I've been in the fire service for a long time, longer than I'd like to admit some days, because I'm still trying to pull off that I'm 29, and that if you do the math, it won't work. So I want to take a minute to say, I don't think I've ever worked with a group of people who were more passionate about and dedicated to educating folks about being great firefighters and EMS providers. It truly is my privilege to work with you all. Chief Eggleston stole my thunder into giving you guys a round of applause, but I'm not opposed to doing it again. So if we could all give these guys a round of applause. Yeah. So the training division is led by Chief Ascoli, but the whole division works hard to produce the strongest training program possible. Recruit School is a part of that program, but there are also seemingly endless numbers of certification and training classes going on at any given time. I'm never sure how many things are happening at once, but it's dizzying when I go back and look at the calendar that Chief Ascoli is so proud of to have on that wall. So a special shout out goes to instructors Green and Ryan. Whether you've never been in turnout gear or you're the saltiest of the salty dogs out there, these guys can create a challenging and fun learning environment for you. The only drawback is there's like a 4 tattoo minimum in order to be in the Cool Kids Club. So I don't know, I might not ever be part of that club. Doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with you though. But not being part of the Cool Kids Club, that's the story of my life as well. I would like to recognize Tara Berteau, who's with us tonight, and she is the public safety training assistant in our training division. It's a bittersweet moment for us tonight because Tara's leaving ACFR to pursue a career path, but she makes tonight possible. She makes sure that we have all the people and things in place for us to have a nice reception. So I think she might be out back. I can see her out there. So I should have said this just a couple of minutes ago, but give her a handshake or an appreciative word when you get out there. And finally, I want to extend a thank you to the family members and friends who came out to join us in celebrating the accomplishments of Recruit School 21. Thanks for sharing your loved ones with us, and we will take care of them. So that's going to conclude our program for the evening. Please join us outside the auditorium for light snacks, and happy holidays to you all, and please be safe. So thank you. You're dismissed.